Good Friday morning, everybody. This is Brad Schmidt, host of the K-High Morning News Show on the Voice of the Foothills, AM 950. It is 45 after the hour. And I get to introduce Mr. Dave Naves from the Web in Plain English Show. Dave, how are we doing this morning?
Brad, I'm doing well, my friend. How are you?
I couldn't be better.
Yeah, Friday, another Friday.
You got it.
Here we are, Web in Plain English. I'm Dave Naves from DaveWorks Web Development. I have been building websites in the web business for around 22 years now. Built some gigantic sites over the course of my career, including Ticketmaster and Disney Channel and Guess. And I focus now on small business. I believe small business is the backbone of our economy. And I like to help spread knowledge, good knowledge about the web and how to use it and how to use it effectively and how to make money using the web. So we are going to continue our series on Amazon. We have talked about selling on Amazon as a small merchant. Again, I'll reiterate that Amazon did $105 billion last year. 40% of that was sales by third-party small business merchants using their systems. So there's a lot of money to be made on the web using Amazon. We've gone over fulfillment by Amazon. We've gone over advertising on Amazon. Today, I want to go over Amazon payments. As I typically do, I talk about exactly what it is, why you should consider using it, and then how to use it. And then I'll leave you with a couple of thoughts. What is Amazon payments? In short, Amazon payments is a payment processor, meaning they allow you as a merchant to use their existing systems for your customers to pay you. Okay, well, why then? So people ask, well, what types of payments can I make through Amazon? How can I pay? Essentially, here's every type of credit card you can imagine. The things you can't use through Amazon, I'll just break it down like this in very plain English, as I typically try to do. You can't use a Google Wallet, you can't use PayPal, and you can't use gift cards. Okay, when you are using Amazon payments through your third-party website. Why Google Wallets? Why PayPal? Well, it's pretty obvious. They are direct competitors. Everybody's in the space to take a piece of the sale. Okay, and I'll go through those rates during the show. So that's everything else you can use in terms of accepting payments from your customers. This show I'm gonna go over kind of from the perspective of a business owner, but I'm also going to shed some light of what it's like to be a customer and why you might consider using Amazon payments if you look at it, as you should always be looking at it, through the eyes of your customer. Okay, and also be talking about exactly how to use it. So it launched in 2007. How does it really work? Well, think of it this way. You have a website, you're selling widget ABC, somebody wants to buy it, they add it to their cart, they click on checkout, and then one of the options says payments by Amazon. So essentially what a customer does is click on that button and they will be prompted with log into your Amazon account. Every established payment method that they've already used on Amazon will be accepted. So it comes right back to, how do you make more sales? Why would this be important? Well, Amazon has worked very hard since the early 90s to become the Goliath that they are. And one of the reasons they are the Goliath is because they've instilled a lot of confidence in buyers by gaining trust, gaining the convenience, the one-click checkout. Can you have that on your website? Absolutely. You can use Amazon payments through your website with one click. Now, through one-click purchasing, which is very convenient for a customer. People, there's always that roadblock. Whenever you purchase something online, people have to, if they don't have an established account with your website or your cart, whatever payment methods that you have already established, and they do have an Amazon account, well, how convenient is it for them just to simply log into their Amazon account and click with, one click of a button and boom, their sale is done. And so that to a consumer is really important, which means it should be very important for you as the merchant. Get them in and out. Make it convenient. Make them want to come back and buy more stuff through your cart. Will you pay a fee? Yes, but you have to pay a fee anyway if you're accepting credit cards. You pay a fee for Google Wallet. You pay a fee through PayPal or Authorize.net. All of them charge. They're all very competitive, by the way, in terms of rates. So in terms of making it easy on your customer, you better believe that counts for a lot in the eyes of a customer. They want to get it in and out of that sale. They don't want to stick around, whip out the credit card. You know, some carts force you to create a new account when you're purchasing, say, through a third party merchant, and that's kind of a pain. You have to go step, and then there's also the matter of trust. It's a huge deal. Do I know this? Is this a new company? Is it a small little startup? Do I trust them? A lot of people nowadays, it's become commonplace, but there are many who still refuse to purchase if they don't recognize the payment processor. Like some people will only buy through PayPal. And that should be very important. But Amazon has established themselves as one of the biggest players out there. And I can't tell you enough, they save all of your information, shipping addresses, your credit card information, all that stuff that you've kept through Amazon. Well, the experience just remains the same. So it's a huge deal. Let me bounce over to the kind of the consumer side of this, as I've touched on it already. But how do you sign up as a consumer to accept PayPal payments? Well, to use it, you just click on a button inside of your existing payment Amazon account. You're done. That's it. So they're all set. Are you protected? Here's another big deal when paying, and this is a big reason that people use companies like Amazon and PayPal. Am I protected with the sale? Say I buy through a third-party merchant, and I don't really know that third-party merchant. They're located, they're within the country, but it's a small little player. Well, you're protected from fraud. So if you have a dispute with that merchant, well, Amazon's got you covered, unless you somehow acted fraudulently, which they check out. But Amazon's got you covered. They act as like the credit card companies, that if you don't receive your item, well, they're going to protect you and give your money back. So you don't need to make the payment. And that's pretty huge. And again, in the eyes of a consumer, is the payment information shared with anyone, even those merchants? Absolutely not. That's all kept within your Amazon account. Another huge deal. You can again, once you as an Amazon customer, you can make any of your changes within your existing Amazon account. And at this point, $105 billion a year. Yeah, many people are using Amazon accounts. They know how to navigate throughout and manage their accounts in there. So again, through the eyes of a consumer, really important to think about that. Why again? What do you want to concentrate so hard on the consumer? Well, business owners know you make more money, you'll make more sales if people are comfortable paying, and that's just gigantic. Let's talk transaction fees. These are fairly standard. There are different rates through different payment processors. Amazon makes it pretty darn easy. 2.9%, 30 cents a transaction, and plus tax where applicable. Well, as of right now, who knows? Maybe if you ever listen to the show, something might change. But if you're buying out of state, you don't have to pay tax. And the internet's a very big place. So if you're a California customer and you're buying somewhere in Texas, well, that transaction, you're not liable for the tax. So everybody's on kind of even ground here. In terms of taxation, a lot of people shop on Amazon and other third-party websites because of taxes, right? So if you're in California and you buy from a California store, especially like a big one, taxes are due. But if you're buying out of state, at least as of right now in 2016, you don't have to pay the taxes. So again, huge deal to the consumer, and a big deal to the merchants too, because they can compete they can take customers out of other states, right? If just because you have a California store here, I live in California, it doesn't mean that you can't sell to somebody in New York. So everybody's on equal ground. Again, you got to get on the web. Part of the reason that I'm on this show is showing the benefits of having a website and selling through the web. you have a chance to make a heck of a lot of sales. I talked to many local business owners who still haven't jumped into the game. Last I checked through some Harvard study, 84% of small business America still don't have an e-commerce website. 84%. That's a lot of money out there that people are not making. Big deal. The in terms of fees, I wanted to go over what they call a cross-border processing fee. They will charge 3.9% instead of the 2.9%, meaning if you're outside of the U.S. So for example, a transaction amount, you buy something for $10, you pay 29 cents plus the authorization fee of 30 cents, being a total transaction fee of 59 cents as a merchant. So very competitive with PayPal and Google Wallet and the rest.
So it's not just limited to America. It's worldwide?
I'm glad you brought that up. It is worldwide. We are going to be talking about, the final show on our Amazon series is global selling. But yes, absolutely. You, as a merchant, have to be set up. There's a lot of stuff to contend with when you sell worldwide. Lots of different security issues and
I bet.
There's certain countries that, certain payment processors won't even allow the sale to go through.
Yeah.
Again, another reason to think about using a payment processor like Amazon Payments or PayPal.
It'd be too risky for them to back a lot of those transactions up, probably.
Yeah, exactly. And that's another big deal for a merchant. You also, you're protected as a merchant that they have massive amount of built in their software fraud prevention for you. You sell something, well, North Korea would be a bad North Korea sells nothing. But if you're, say, in a country that is known for fraud, they have things, AVS, address verification systems, to make sure that the inputter of the credit card information, that the address and the credit card and the name and the dates and all the CVV codes, all that stuff matches up, so that you as the merchant so you as the merchant is protected, saying, okay, the computers are talking to each other here. This looks like a real transaction. Or if somebody is using a credit card that looks a little shaky, they're going to decline the transaction right then and there. So that a big deal, protects you. So Amazon has been redefining the way customers pay, right? Millions of Amazon customers can log in and pay on your website with their stored information. They can log in and pay with, which would help you add new customers, increase your sales, and turn casual browsers into buyers. It's fast, it's easy, it's trusted, and you can actually leverage Amazon to boost your sales. Very big deal. Moving on, we talk about identity. You can increase there's kind of the look. If someone sees on your website that you take Amazon payments, you're going to make them more comfortable, right? That's, again, a big deal, very big deal. If people are comfortable, the credit cards do come out. But with Amazon, you already have the stored information. You don't even need to pull your credit card out. So you're saving time. I've looked at some studies. This would go good for speak well to the transaction time. Cuts down a typical transaction time during checkout process from a minute 40 to about 30 seconds. That's a lot of time savings when you're wanting to buy something as a consumer. You're going to save time, and you're saving your customers time. They're going to be very happy about that. We're looking at about a minute left, so I'm going to quickly talk about your inline checkout. People, if you set it up right on your website, people don't have to leave your website. Automatic payments, if you've got subscription-based type things, recurring payments, Amazon can set that up for you. We've already talked about fraud protection. So let me leave you with this thought. Consider using Amazon payments for the convenience and the trust. It equates to more sales. Okay, next week, as I mentioned, we are going to talk about Amazon global selling. And if you would like to subscribe to the podcast or listen live every Friday at 8:45 a.m. on KHI, you can simply log into radio.daveworks.net. And I'm looking forward to seeing you and talking at all the rest of you next week, next Friday, 8:45 on KHI Radio.
From the Sacramento suburbs to the Donner Summit, you're listening to the Voice of the Foothills, AM 950, KAHI, Auburn.